hips, that often includes our hamstrings, our core, lower belly, and things like that. Maybe our low back a little bit. So that's kind of the region we're working in today. Please honor your body as always, and we will get started. We're just going to do a slow flow today, similar to last week, but this week we're just going to focus more on our hips. So have your playlist ready. I'll let you know when to start that. But just start by sitting in a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crisscross applesauce. They can also be out long, whichever way is most comfortable for your hips. You want both to be seated, planted into the mat. So once we have our hips, our legs nice and situated, rest your hands on your lap and close your eyes. Just start to bring awareness to the inside of your mat within the four corners. And start to bring your awareness to the spots on your mat where your body touches the mat. Maybe it's your hips, your legs. Start to bring weight into that area and feel that connection. Then start to do a quick body scan from head to toe, noticing any spots in the body that need a little bit more strength or need a little bit more stretch today. Or maybe there's spots in the body that need to be completely avoided. Really practicing our mind-body connection here. Noticing from head to toe, scanning down. Then start to bring your awareness to your breath. Noticing your inhales and your exhales. Noticing whether it's the rise and fall from your belly or your chest. Maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe your breath is cool or warm. Maybe it even has a color to it. And then I want you to bring your awareness to your emotional and energetic body right now. How are you feeling in this moment? No, it's just the morning, but try not to sum it up as a whole day. And notice right here, right now, bringing your awareness back to the present moment. How are you feeling right now? Do you have high energy, low energy? Are you anxious for class, excited, tired? Maybe you're in a good mood, maybe you're stressed. Just allowing ourselves to tap in and notice. It's one of the most powerful things we can do for ourselves. Without the need to change, just bringing awareness to it. And then when you're ready, just come back to your breath. The natural rise and fall. When you're ready, blinking open the eyes, you can start your playlist now. All right, start to take your right ear towards your right shoulder. Place your right hand on top of your head, just allowing it to rest there rather than pulling it down. Then releasing the right hand, taking left ear to left shoulder, left hand comes on top. If this is too much, just place the hand back down on your lap. And then come back through to center, right ear towards right shoulder again. This time, tuck your chin down and start to sway from right to left. You can stay here or you can complete the circle by dropping the head back. Just making sure to go slow here, taking your time, feeling into any of those sticky spots, these spots that just need more attention. And then coming back through center. Take your hands together, so you're holding your own hand, and then make these figure eights with your wrists. First going one way, and then try to reverse it. Might feel a little funky, shake it out. Shrug the shoulders up towards the ears and then release them down by your sides. Inhale, circle sweep the arms, reach up, look up, really peel the chest away. Take the fingertips up towards the ceiling, and then on your exhale, release the arms down. Take your arms out in front of you, palms face forward. On your inhale, arms come to shoulders. On your exhale, elbows come out wide. Inhale back through center. Exhale out long. Inhale to shoulders. Exhale out wide. Inhale back through center. Exhale, bring the arms forward. 2 more times, just like that. Building shoulder mobility here. Inhale to the shoulders. Exhale out wide. Inhale back through center. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, let it go. Inhale back through center. Exhale, release the arms down. Now we're going to flip over our knees and come to tabletop position. So when we're in our tabletop, our hands, our wrists are underneath, our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips. There's space in between each one of our fingers. My friend teaches child's yoga, and she says, make sure you have pizza slices in between each of your fingers. And then we're actively rolling our way in towards our thumbs. From here, hug the belly in slightly towards the spine and bring the hips back, and then reach them over to the left, shift forward, and bring them over to the right. So we're just going to do these hip circles nice and slow. And then the next time you come up, switch and go the other way. This is warming up our hips, our wrists. All right, last round, and then come back up through center. From here, inhale, drop your belly down, lift your gaze. Exhale, tuck your chin in towards your chest, round in through the upper back. Inhale, drops you down for cow pose. Exhale to round in, hug in through the spine. Inhale, come back down. Exhale to round. Inhale, come back down to cow, look up. And then this time, just shift your hips from right to left. And then come back to cat pose, rounding in through the spine. Just start to close your eyes and add any organic movement in. Maybe you want to make C's with your body. We're bringing your hips and your shoulders close to one another. Maybe you just want to sway the hips from right to left. Coming into cat-cow. Just warming up the spine here. And then once you're done, come back to neutral tabletop spine. Take your right hand on top of the mat, so the right palm is facing up, and pause here. This is a really big stretch on our wrists. We are counter stretching our wrists here. So a lot of the times in yoga, our wrists are fully pulled back, and that extension can sometimes hurt your wrists because we're on them so much in yoga and we put a lot of weight on them. So by flipping our palms and reaching them up, this is reversing that, giving a stretch in the front of the wrist instead of the back like usual. And then flip the right palm back over, left palm comes up this time, just doing small movements, maybe moving the hips up and down. Then taking the left hand back down. From here, take the right leg out long, tuck the toes, and start to sway from forward and back, start to pulse. And then the next time you come down, bring your heel down, maybe have a micro bend in the knee and really push the heel down towards the mat. And then come back up. Take your right leg out to the right side this time. So you can't see my foot, but I'm pressing my weight into the outer edge of my right foot and pausing there. If this is enough for your knee or for your inner thigh, pause here. If you want more of that deeper stretch, you can start to shift your hips forward and back. Just go nice and slow. Be cautious of your knee. All right, come back up, take that right knee back in to meet the left. Left leg comes out long, start to pulse forward and back. And then the next time you come down, drop that heel down, maybe have a micro bend in the knee. And then come back up, take your left leg out to the left side this time. Outer edge of the foot presses down into the floor. Pause here or start to bring your hips back slowly here. You can also come on to your wrists, onto your fists if your wrists need a break. That's a tongue twister. And then come back up, take your left knee to meet your right. Bring your knees out wide on the mat, big toes to touch, sink your hips down, walk your arms forward for child's pose. Pausing here, take a deep breath in through the belly. Deep breath out. Sink and soften here, feel through the hips. And then start to look up towards your hands. Walk them over towards the right side and off of the mat. And then bring yourself back down. And then look up towards your hands. Walk them over to the left this time. And bring yourself back down. Take a deep breath in as you look up towards your hands, walking them back through the center. And then once we're in our regular child's pose, we're going to bend our elbows, take our hands together, and bring our thumbs to the nape of our neck. If you want more of a shoulder opening here, you can start to walk the elbows forward slightly. And then release the bind. Bring yourself back up to tabletop pose. From here, we're going to tuck the toes. On your inhale, press through your hands, press through your toes, and lift and hover the knees. On your exhale, lower the knees back down. Inhale to lift and hover. Exhale, lower back down. One more, and then we'll go to down dog. So inhale, lift and hover, pause here, find your breath, come back, fire up the core here. Good morning. On your exhale, shoot the hips down and back for downward facing dog. We're going to start to bring our feet out as wide as the mat. Have a heavy bend in your knees here, and then bend your knees so much so that they almost touch the mat, and then bring them back up. Start to bend into one knee and then the other, pedaling out your feet, walking your dog. Really push through the chest here, bringing the chest closer to the mat. Our hips are nice and high, tailbone is lifted. And then once you're done walking your dog, walk your feet in so they're about hips width distance apart. Come back to your neutral down dog. Bend through the knees, lift the tailbone up, press through the chest. One deep breath here. Exhale, side out. Inhale, take a look up at your hands and slowly walk to the top for forward fold. Once we're in our forward fold at the top, our feet are hips width distance apart or 2 fist width distance, so our big toes can touch our pinkies on our hands. And then release down, let the head fall down towards the mat. Pausing here. On your next inhale, bend through the knees, slowly roll all the way up to standing mountain pose. Your head comes up last. Roll the shoulders back, palms face forward. Take a deep breath in, circle sweep the arms, reach tall. Exhale, bend the knees, flip the palms, dive forward for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, press your hands against your shins, lift through the chest. Exhale, forward fold. Bend through the knees, arms circle sweep, reach tall. Exhale, hands come back down to center, thumbs rest on your chest, elbows are wide here. Take a moment to pause. Inhale, arms circle sweep up, reach tall. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale for a halfway lift, press your hands against your shins. Exhale, place the hands onto the mat and step yourself back to plank pose. From here, drop the knees or keep them lifted. We're going to bring our right hand in front of our face. Kickstand our right foot off to the right side of the mat if you have your knees down, and shift on to our hips. So we're coming to side plank. I'll show you what it looks like with your knees down. And then with your knees lifted into plank, right hand comes forward, roll to the outer edge of the right foot, lift the hand. All right, whichever way you want to go there. Right hand reaches up towards the ceiling. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hands come back down through center. Left hand comes in front of your face. Again, side plank, left side. Either kickstand the left foot onto the left side, coming onto the right, or our knees are off the mat. So with our arms, we almost want to make a T with our arms so that they are parallel or almost stacking on top of each other. Doesn't have to be perfect. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale, hands come down. Bring the knees down. Knees come out as wide as the mat. Big toes to touch, sink the hips down for child's pose. Inhale, press yourself back up almost to a tabletop, but keep your knees where they are. And then exhale, sink your hips back down. Inhale, bring yourself back up. Exhale, lower down for child's pose and pause here. Inhale brings you back up to table. Tuck your toes. Send your hips up and back for down dog. Deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, take a look up at the top of your mat. On your exhale, slowly walk to the top. The slower we walk, the deeper hamstring stretch we get there. Start to walk your feet out as wide as your mat. Bend heavily into your knees and let your head fall down towards the mat. From here, box out your arms so you're binding your hands around either elbow. You can pause here in stillness or start to sway from right to left. And then release the bind. Keeping our feet where they are, we're going to start to slowly bend our knees down and sink our hips down close to the mat. So coming in to this yogi squat here, bring your hands together so your palms rest on each other. And then your elbows are out wide, pressing your knees away from one another. Keep your spine nice and long, lifting through the crown of the head. And then from here, we can just start to sway our hips from right to left, nice and slow. Finding mobility in the hip flexors. And then take your left hand down to the mat, doesn't matter where it lands. On your inhale, peel the chest open to the right side and take your right hand back. And then come back through to center. Place the right hand down. Right elbow is still into the inside of the right knee. On your next inhale, open, peel the chest to the left side. Left arm reaches. One deep breath in. Exhale, come back through to center. Press through your hands, send your hips up, and walk your feet in for forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, create a flat back by bringing the shoulders to the height of the hips. Exhale, forward fold, bend into your knees. Inhale, circle sweep arms, come back up. And then bind your hands together, fingertips, your pointer finger reaches up towards the ceiling, biceps frame your ears. Hug your belly in toward your spine slightly, so you're tucking your tailbone under, almost engaging the glutes here. And then start to reach over to the right side. Take an inhale, come back through to center. Exhale to the left. Inhale brings you back to center. Release the bind, reach tall. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Plant your fingertips down to the mat and step your right foot back. Ground your right knee to the mat. From here, we're coming into lizard lunge. So take both hands to the inside of your left foot and walk your left foot off of the side of the left mat. To the left side of the mat. And then from here, we can untuck the toes on the right side, so the top of the foot is placing down on the mat. We can also, if this is a little bit too much, we can come onto our fists and shift our hips back if that's feeling a lot of pressure in the right hip flexor or the right front of the hip. This is a big hip stretch here. We can also bring our hands down. If you'd like, you can bring your forearm down. Any variation that you're in, just send your hips forward. Pausing here. And then start to walk the left foot back in, framing out the foot with our hands. Tuck the back toes and take a couple big steps up to forward fold. Once we're in our forward fold, feet come back underneath the hips again. Heavy bend in the knees, just pause here. Take a deep breath in, press through the shins, lift, halfway lift here. Exhale, fold forward, bend your knees. Inhale, arms circle, sweep up, reach. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Pause here. Come back to your breath. Bring your awareness to the tip of your nose. 3 breaths on your own here. How can you soften? Inhale, arms circle, sweep up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Plant your fingertips into the mat. Left foot steps back this time. Left knee grounds down. Start to take your hands to the inside of your right foot and walk that foot off and away from the mat. Start to send your hips forward. Lots of variations here. Coming on to our fists, walking down to our forearms, making sure to untuck the back toes, top of the foot on the mat. Then start to slowly walk that right foot back in, framing out the foot, tucking the back toes, taking a couple big steps back up to forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into the knees, arms circle sweep. Reach with your fingers. Exhale, hands come back down to heart. Inhale, arms circle sweep. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands down, step back to plank. From here, lower the knees or keep them lifted. Inhale, shifts you forward. Exhale, come all the way down to your mat with control. Inhale for cobra. Press your hands into the mat, peel the chest away. Hug the elbows tight in towards the ribs here. Exhale to lower. One more just like that. Inhale, peel the chest. Exhale, lower down. Press through the hands, tuck the toes. Come back to table or plank. Press back to downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Let it go. Inhale, right leg lifts high, coming into 3-legged dog. So our right toes are pointed down towards our mat. Our heel is up about the height of our hips or lower. Take an inhale here. On your exhale, bend the right knee, bring it in close to your nose, and then step it down. So we want to come into this low lunge, grounding our left knee down into the mat and walking our right foot forward. From here, we're going to shift our hips back and start to straighten this front leg. So maybe play around with taking the heel back and bringing the toes off the mat and then pressing them down into the mat. And just feeling which one feels good on this side. And then we're going to start to fold forward towards that knee. If that's a little bit too much, I like to walk my right foot out slightly. We're coming into half splits here. So send the hips back. Bring the forehead or the chest closer to the legs. If you're feeling it, you're doing it as long as there's no pain. And then start to slowly walk your hands forward. We're going to walk that foot back if you didn't have it tracking on top of your right knee. Tuck the back toes, and then this time send that right foot back to downward facing dog. Reminder to press through the chest. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out, let it go. Left side, inhale, press the right foot into the mat as you bring the left foot up. Left toes point down, left heel is about the height of your hips. Inhale here. Exhale, bend the knee, step forward, low lunge on the left side, ground that right knee down, and start to walk your left foot forward. From here, send the hips back, start to straighten the front leg, bring your forehead, your chest down towards that knee. Option to take the toes off of the mat or keep them on. Deep breath in as you start to lunge forward, keeping the toes tucked. This time, take a couple big steps up to forward fold. Take your feet out as wide as your mat. Bend heavily into your knees. From here, wrap your peace fingers, which is your first pointer finger and your middle finger, around your toes if able. And then start to bend your elbows, bend your knees, let your head fall down. Elbows come out to the sides. Start to walk the hands back in. Take the left fingertips in front of your face so it's a little bit further than your feet. Take a deep breath in as you peel your chest open to the right side of the room. Right arm reaches up. One more inhale, press through the fingertips. Exhale, switch them out. Right hand comes down, left arm reaches. One more deep breath in here. Exhale, fold forward. Start to walk your feet back in. Take a deep breath in, come back to halfway lift. This time, bring your hands to your heart. Back to prayer, elbows out wide. Use your back strength to keep you lifted here. Deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Bend into your knees. Arms circle, sweep up, reach tall. Hands come back down to prayer. Pause here. Deep breath in, arms circle, sweep up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Plant your hands into the mat, step back to plank. Lower the knees or keep them lifted. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Nice and slow. Flip the flip the top of the feet so they're firmly planted into the mat. Zip up the legs so the big toes come to touch. Take a deep breath in, come back to cobra. Exhale, bring yourself back down. Bring your arms out to the sides. So our elbows are bent. We're pressing our fingertips into the mat. On your inhale, peel the chest away, maybe come a little higher than usual. On your exhale, lower down, right temple comes to the mat. Leave the palms where they are. Inhale, press through the fingers, lift your chest, reach. Exhale, left temple comes down. Bring your hands underneath your underneath your shoulders. Press yourself back up to tabletop position. Tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Deep breath in. Exhale. Inhale the right leg high. This time bend your knee and stack your right knee on top of your hip. So you're opening it up, almost like you're a dog peeing on a fire hydrant. And then start to do these hip circles with your knees, drawing circles with your knees, opening up the hip. And then take another inhale, come back to three-legged dog, toes point down. Exhale, knee comes in towards nose, step it down. This time we're coming into warrior two. So spin the back heel down so that it's nice and parallel with the shore edge of the mat. Bending into this right knee, straightening through the left. Cartwheel the arms up, coming into your warrior two. So in our warrior two, our right knee is tracking on top of our right ankle. This left leg is nice and strong and straight. Our arms are out to a T. Look over your front middle finger here. Take an inhale. On your exhale, sink and soften through the shoulders, through the hips. Pausing in this warrior two, feeling both feet planted firmly into the mat. Take an inhale, flip the palm, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior, sweep that palm behind you. Bring your left hand to your low back. Inhale, come back through to warrior two. On your exhale, send your hips back, start to straighten this front leg. On your next inhale, reach forward as far forward as you can go. Exhale, bring that hand down and reach the left arm forward. So this right hand can come down to your ankle, it can come to your shin, or the back of the hand can reach the inside of the ankle. This left arm is nice and straight. Fingertips are reaching up. On your next inhale, bend through the right knee. Lift up to warrior two. On your exhale, flip the palm, reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back to warrior two. Exhale, start to straighten the front leg, reach forward, lower that hand down, left arm comes up. Do that one more time. Inhale, press yourself back up to warrior two, bend into the right knee. Inhale, flip the palm, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, shift the hips back, reach forward. Lower that arm down. Left arm comes up. Then inhale, come back to warrior two. Cartwheel the hands down and step back to plank pose. Lower the knees or keep them lifted. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, lower all the way down. This time, let's come into airplane arms. So big toes come back to touch. And then bring your hands back so your fingertips are reaching towards your toes. On your next inhale, peel through the chest, maybe lift the toes, the shins, maybe the knees. One more deep breath in. Exhale to lower. Start to bend your right knee. So you're bringing your right foot back towards your bum. And you can clasp your foot if it doesn't make it there. Maybe grab a pant leg or just energetically bring it back towards your bum. Just pausing here. Maybe bring your forehead down, maybe right temple comes down. And release that right foot. Left foot comes in. Grab the left ankle, left foot, pant leg, left temple comes down. And then release that. Bring both hands underneath your shoulders. Press yourself up and back. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press through the right foot. Inhale, lift the left leg high. And then start to bend that left knee. Stack the left knee on top of the hip or close to it. And start to do those hip circles on the left side. One side might feel completely different than the other side. On your next inhale, shift the hips forward. So you're bringing that back foot back, toes face down, three-legged dog. One more inhale here. Exhale, bring the knee in close to the chest, step it forward. Spin the back heel down so it's parallel to the short edge of the mat. When you're ready, cartwheel the arms open to the right side. Pressing through the hips, left knee tracks on top of left ankle. Right knee, right leg is straight and strong. Arms are out by your sides. Fingertips are pointed away from each other here. Pause here, take a deep breath in. Exhale, soften. Through the shoulders, through the hips, sink down nice and low. Take a deep breath in, flip the palm, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Bring your right hand to your low back. Reach through the left fingertips. Deep breath in, come back to warrior two. Exhale, shift the hips back, start to straighten that front leg. Reach forward as far forward as you can go. And then drop that left hand down. Right arm comes up for triangle pose. If you want to bring your gaze up towards your fingers, if your neck allows, bring them up towards your right fingers. Then bend your knee, come back to warrior two. Using breath to movement here. Inhale, reach forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, come back through warrior two. Exhale, start to straighten the front leg, reach forward, drop it down, right arm comes up. Inhale, bend through the knee, warrior two. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Inhale, back to warrior two. Shift the hips back, lower down on your exhale, triangle pose. Inhale, come back to warrior two, bend through the knee. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, step back to downward facing dog. Pedaling out the feet, pausing here. And then lower the knees down. Take embryo pose or child's pose. Embryo is where we bring our knees together and sink the hips down, bringing our arms out behind us. And then start to slowly bring yourself back up. Bring your legs out in front of you. And then from here, we're going to take our right foot to the inside of our left thigh and take our right hand behind us. We're coming into fallen star pose. So start to press through your right hand and your right knee, coming onto your right knee, lifting that left hip up towards the ceiling, and then taking your left arm up and over. So you have a nice big stretch all the way from your toes to your fingers. On your exhale, lower all the way back down, come forward. Bring your right hand back behind you. We'll do this one more time. Shift through the hips, lift up. Left arm comes forward. Deep breath in here. Exhale to lower. And then we'll switch out the legs. So right leg comes forward. Left foot comes into the inner thigh. Left arm comes behind you. When you're ready, press through the hips, press through the knees. Lift up. Right arm comes forward. Pressing through that right foot all the way to the fingers. Deep breath in. Exhale, lower, sink down. One more, just like that. Inhale, press through your hands, lift the hips. Exhale to lower. Bring both legs out in front of you. And then start to take your arms up. Circle sweep them up on your inhale. Reach up and over on your exhale. Coming in to forward fold or Paschimottanasana. So we're relaxing our arms down by their sides, tucking our chin in slightly towards our chest. And then start to slowly walk yourself back up. You're going to bring your hands behind you and bring your feet to the mat. So we're coming into pigeon pose, but we're going to do it seated. So take your right ankle and cross it over your left. And then maybe walk your hands in slightly until you feel that big stretch on the outside of the right hip. Pausing here, lifting through the chest. And then start to take the right foot off, bring the right foot down, take the left ankle up and cross it over, and then lift through the chest. Letting the left knee open to the left side of the room. And start to take the left foot down. And just windshield wiper the legs from right to left. and then come back up and bring your legs out to a wide V. So once we're in this wide V, we're gonna straighten or bring our torso over to the right side of our leg, frame out our right leg with our hands. Take an inhale as you lift through your chest, and on your exhale, start to slowly walk down. We're gonna stay here for a little bit. So maybe close your eyes. Feeling into that discomfort, bringing your breath there. And then slowly start to walk yourself back up. We're going to twist our torso over to the left side, lifting through the chest on our inhale. On our exhale, slowly fold down. One side might be completely different than the other. Try to honor your body here, knowing where your edge is. Bring yourself back to your breath. And then start to slowly walk yourself back up. We're going to go forward now. So just shift the hips from side to side. And then take your hands out in front of you. Inhale, press through the chest, press through the fingers. And your exhale, slowly start to walk forward. This is a huge stretch on our inner thighs, behind our knees. Slowly walking yourself back up. Bring both legs in, out in front of you. We're going to come down to Paschimottanasana one more time, just kind of evening out the hips here. Take an inhale, circle sweep the arms. Exhale, reach up and over towards your toes. Let your head come down. And then slowly walk yourself back up. Bring both feet onto the mat and come back to your back. All right, coming into bridge pose. Bring both knees so that they are facing one another, nice and parallel to one another. Your feet are making a number 11, pressing through the palms and the heels. On your next inhale, press the hips up towards the ceiling. Squeeze the glutes, bring the shoulders down. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, press through the hips, lift up. Exhale to lower, nice and slow. This next one we're going to hold for about 5 breaths. So take a deep breath in, lift through the hips. Pause here, come back to your breath. If you want to come into that bind, bring one shoulder blade under and then the other one. Find your hands at your low back, press through your pinkies as you lift your hips. Two more breaths here. Lift through the hips, maybe lift the heels coming onto the toes. If you have the bind, release that. Exhale, slowly bring the hips all the way down. Windshield wiper the legs from right to left. And then just bring your knees in towards your chest, wrapping your hands around your knees. From here, we're going to bring our right leg out long, keeping our left knee in towards our chest. And then take your right hand around the outside of your left knee. Let your left arm just fall down to the side. And then we're going to start to twist over towards the right side of the room. So bringing our left knee down to the right side, coming onto our right hip. If this twist is a little too intense or you're feeling any pain in your low back, start to bring your hands to the right side. So if you bring both arms to the right side, that should help. If you want to intensify the twist, bringing that left arm back out, looking over the left shoulder. We're really wringing our spine out, aiding in our digestive system. Pausing here. All right, starting to come onto our backs. Bring both knees back in towards your chest and just roll from side to side. And then hugging the right knee in towards your chest, bringing the left leg out long in front of you. Let the right arm come down by your side and then take the left hand into your right knee and bring it over to the left side of the room. So we really want that knee onto the mat. So if it's off of the mat and it doesn't quite make it there, scoot your left hip back so that you can make it down onto the mat. And then again, keeping our arms to either side or bringing them both to the left side. Start to slowly come back onto your back. Bring both knees in towards your chest, rocking from right to left. And then releasing the feet down towards the mat. From here, take your right foot up towards the ceiling and then cross it over your left knee. And then take an inhale, bring that foot back up. Exhale, bring the right foot to meet the left. Once they're nice and close, bring your right hip open to the right side. Our left knee is still standing here. Right knee is closer to the mat. Start to bring the right knee back in to meet the left. Left knee opens to the left side this time. And then hugging that knee in, bringing the left leg back up towards the ceiling, and then crossing the left ankle over the right knee for figure four. Inhale, reach the left foot back up. Exhale, bring both knees in towards your chest, sway from right to left. And then just start to completely release down towards your mat. Your legs are out long, arms are by your sides. Coming into final Shavasana pose. Palms can face up or they can face down. In yogic tradition, if your palms are facing down, that usually means that you need more grounding, more peace, more stability. And if your palms are facing up, that's more of a receiving energy. You need more guidance in your life. Doing a final body scan from head to toe. Where can you relieve a little more tension? Where can you soften? Know that you are worth the quiet moment. You are worth the deeper breath. You are worth the time it takes to slow down, to be still, and to rest. Allow yourself to rest here. Allow the mat to hold you up. Let go of your grip. Start to wiggle the fingers and the toes, waking yourself back up. Then bring your arms overhead, stretch your toes, stretch your fingertips, like you're just getting out of bed in the morning. And then reach over to the left side, bringing your knees in towards your chest, cradling your arm like a pillow. Start to thank yourself for taking time out of your busy schedule. Take time for yourself. Take time to try new things and practice our yoga. Keeping your eyelids heavy or your eyes closed, push yourself back up to a seated position where we started in the beginning of class. Bringing your hands to your heart, thumbs rest on your chest. Your elbows are out wide here. Know that you always have this quiet space to come home to, especially when the world is so loud. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more just like that. Deep breath in through the nose. Fill up with breath. Exhale to release. Know that it's the choices that we make that define who we are far more than our abilities. Thank you for choosing to practice your yoga with me today. We end class in Namaste, which means the light, the student, the teacher, and me bows humbly to the same exact light, student and teacher, and every single one of you. Namaste.